This is Beyond the Veil with Norman Meredith.
Turn down just a little. Welcome, folks, back to another episode of Beyond the Veil. This is year 2026. We took January off for various reasons, both from weather. I threw my back out for a week. I had my birthday, so I didn't want to do anything during the week of my birthday, and just other little odds and ends. It was just a good time to take a month off, and both Ed and I were able to recharge our batteries and look at what other projects we could do. And I come up with an interesting project for this tonight's show, which is episode 75, by the way. You know, every time we're talking about something in the show, Ed's always got to say Chupacabra, Chupacabra. Well, guess what we're going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
And hybrids. You know, we're going to talk about the difference because everybody keeps thinking that this dog-like creature is the Chupacabra, and it's not. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid from the Mexican wolf, or otherwise known as Sonorian wolf, and a dog. Now, this creature is the Chupacabra. It's one of the variants of the Chupacabra. Unfortunately, this one has wings, which is within the last few years, people are starting to notice wings on the Chupacabra. It's got the head, the tail, and the body structure of a general Chupacabra, but this one also looked like it had horns on it, didn't it, Ed?
I don't know. Let's go back and look at this one right here.
Okay.
Maybe some like downward looking.
Yeah. Like,
where's the snout? Is there a snout?
It depends.
Maybe
on,
it's
it
stuck
depends
behind
on
that feeder.
Depends on. No, I don't see a snout. It looks like a regular head almost.
Looks like a gargoyle head.
Yeah. I mean, this could be a demon instead of a Chupacabra, and somebody just called it a Chupacabra. You know what I'm saying, Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to compare some pictures and all that of alleged Chupacabras, because we don't have a real thing. And then we're going to show you some pictures of the hybrid, okay? And the only reason why I think people were being pushed on the hybrid was to push you away from the actual creature of being the Chupacabra. Somebody wanted a distraction. They wanted to say the dog-like creature was the Chupacabra when it ain't. They wanted you wanted people's attention moved away from the Chupacabra creature to this hybrid.
Distraction.
Yes, a big distraction. And I'll explain more when I show you the next pictures, okay? Let's bring up the next one, Ed. All right, this is an artist's rendition of a Chupacabra. You know, it's got a little bit of the snout. It's got the claws, it's got limbs. It ain't showing you the antennae. Sometimes it's been seen on it, or the quills that would run down the back. Now, this is just a rendition of many of different witnesses that see different things, you know, because you got to remember, this thing generally attacks at night. It's usually pitch black, and it moves fast. It's a very fast predator. Now, okay, let's bring up what we got next here.
Well, before we go, it sort of looks like one of those African baboon things with the long snout. Yeah, and it looks like it's eating something there. Not sure what. I see a leg hanging down. I thought it was the head of a cat, but I was like, no, that's its nose.
A rabbit, maybe?
Squirrel, frog almost.
Something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look like wild, a baboon, man. Don't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, that brings up the possibility of biowarfare. Somebody took a baboon and tweaked it.
It's possible, man. Weirder things are going on in the news today than we have ever seen. But,
I mean, there's so many creatures out there that could be tweaked by use of genetics nowadays, and we could create chimeras. You know, the things that never existed before.
Yeah, look at the liger and the tigon.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, we never had those before until people started playing with DNA.
Mm-hmm. And they built them up and they're sterile,
and that would explain possibly your hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody decided to take the Mexican wolf and the regular common dog, start putting DNA together to create this hybrid, let it loose along the southwestern border, So that way it would be running around, take the opportunity of being caught or destroyed.
Right.
And then people would say, oh, we got the elusive Chupacabra now. No, you got the distraction.
Sort of sounds like a government cover-up.
Yes. Now, there was a lady of Texas rancher. Let me read you this blurb here. Phyllis Cannon, if I got it right, a rancher from Curio, Texas, famously kept the taxidermist remains of a creature she dubbed a Chupacabra in her home after finding it dead on her property in 2007. The animal, which she believed was responsible for killing her chickens, was hairless, had blue-gray skin, large fanged teeth, and a distinctive long back legs. I'm not going to go into the video. Some key details about the case. The discovery, Cannon found the 40-pound creature on her ranch road, initially keeping the head in her freezer before having it mounted. The physical appearance, the specimen had a rat-like hairless appearance with large fangs. Scientific explanation. While Cannon believed it was a new species, experts generally identified such creatures as coyotes with severe mange. Cultural impact. The Chupacabra lady appeared on various television programs, including National Geographic, History Channel, and Animal Planet. And another known... Okay, no, not that. But the thing is, supposedly somebody said she was a biologist.
Well, some of those things that you talked about, the long fangs, the long back legs, the grayish skin, the eyes are weird. Check out
I got
this photo right here.
Now, that is supposedly a Chupacabra head. But this is one of the hybrid heads. But if you think about it, you remove the fur, you're going to have skin color. A lot of times, dog skin is not pale.
Right.
It can be beige, but a lot of times it's a dark color, like a black. It can be a gray. It can be a very off-white. This is an example. Ed and I were talking about this before the show, of a possible dog with mange. Very bad case of mange. If you notice, there is no hair on this sucker at all. But somebody else would say, oh, this is the Chupacabra. No. This is a dog with mange. It could be a wolf, could be a coyote, it could be a regular dog with mange. And if you notice its posture, it's just standing there. It could be a feral dog, like we're saying. It could be anything, but it just, somebody was saying, oh, this is one of the Chupacabras. No, it's not. It's a hybrid. If it's anything, it's a hybrid between the Mexican wolf, it's also known as a Sonorian wolf, and the common everyday dog. German Shepherds, Labradors, you name it, your big dogs. Some of your medium-sized dogs, they get to make. This is the alleged head that Phyllis Cannon had, because one of the unique things about this creature, it had blue eyes.
That's wild, man.
And the only dog I know of that has close to blue eyes, do you know what it is?
I don't know. A lot of puppies have blue eyes,
Huskies.
like when they're born. But yeah, huskies do have blue eyes. I've seen a pit with blue eyes too, but a husky has more of a snout like this.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like a husky was crossbred. Some evil scientist in a black lab somewhere took a husky and the Mexican wolf and played with genetics and sperms and everything else.
Well, could that be because the Mexican wolf is good in the hotter, Sonoran type atmosphere, geographically, and then the husky can deal with severe cold and all that, so you have the extreme temperature, differentiation between the two.
Yep.
Got it.
I would think so. It would make sense to create a creature like that, and then you can just release it anywhere if it has. But the only problem is, because you're creating a hybrid, hybrids have mutations occur.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
And in this case, instead of having some fur, they lost the ability to have fur.
So it looks like a giant rat, like you were saying.
Yeah. when they did this, they didn't take into account that it was going to be hairless. You know, you've heard of hairless chihuahuas, right?
Oh, yeah. Those things are ugly. Hairless cats, all that.
You know, Mexico is famous for hairless chihuahuas. So I wouldn't be surprised that there was a dormant gene in the Sonoran wolf, okay? And then when they crossbred these things to make the hybrid, they activated the gene. And now they have hairless hybrids running around. Or they may have actually set off the gene to make it look hairless, to be hairless, for shock value.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, anything is possible nowadays in science, in biology, genetics, DNA. I mean, we know in the military that anything that we see now was developed 30, 40, 50 years back. And it's already past due. We already got something that's already 30, 40, 50 years ahead that's out there in the skies or in the background, but we don't see it yet because it's top secret. You know, it's like releasing the B-21 Raider. You know, that's like with the B-2. You know, they already had that aircraft because they built the flying wing with propellers and a jet back in the 50s based off of German design. And so you're going to tell me they didn't build it big, build any more? Bullshit. Excuse me.
Hey!
I wasn't supposed to say that.
That's a first.
But, yeah. Now, here is a small chart I found on what the real Chupacabra looks like. Okay, now you notice there's like a lizard-type head, a snout-type head. The middle one is a demonic-type head. The fourth one, like the dark burgundy, is got a large fang with like what would be fangs hang, a large snout with fangs hang. It probably uses a proboscis, like a mosquito. And then the other one, you get flat. It makes me think of lizard type in the light gray. What do you think, Ed?
Man, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it's not possible, but those are some pretty wild sketches and an artist's rendition.
But those five are what people generally see as a Chupacabra, the real Chupacabra now. You know, this is what people cite out there. This is what sometimes we get pictures of, and 99% of your Chupacabra sightings that are not a hybrid are something similar along one of these five. Mm-hmm. And then usually the only places we've been seeing these, you know, initially, you know where they started was in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah, they started in Puerto Rico back, I think it was in 1978, and it was near get this, an American bioweapons lab.
Now, I know that Roosevelt Roads was a naval station that was down there. And I actually think, and I read recently that they're opening that back up. So I wonder if it was associated with Roosevelt Roads.
Maybe.
Couldn't be hard to find. It's just Puerto Rico. It's not that big, you know. But
the thing was, there was a American government bio research facility down there.
I believe it.
And in the area, these things started coming up or showing up. It was around 1978.
That's wild.
And then just figured that either they caught a ride, some of these things may have caught a ride on boats or ships, and that's how they got to the lower United States, Mexico, Central and South America. And then we're not sure how they repopulate, or their gestation cycle.
Are they asexual and they just
produce themselves?
Could be.
Or do they need a pair? We don't know that.
Inseminated by aliens.
But if you wanted to create a weapon, they could be asexual.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of the examples of a actual Chupacabra. You know, look at the eyes, they're kind of reddish. Look at those claws, the legs. It's hunched over. Look at the mouth. I mean, most of your Chupacabra attacks, especially like on goats, okay, they're always drained of blood. This thing's a bloodsucker. And there was always a weird puncture mark on the creature, on chickens or goats if they weren't taken and eaten, where the blood was taken out. So these things are like vampires. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah, they're like vampires. So I wonder if you need to go around with a steak and garlic.
That right there looks like a coyote with mange.
Yeah, I agree. And that is supposedly a hybrid as well. That's supposed to be an alleged hybrid of the Chupacabra. This is a classic Chupacabra. You see the quills on its back. It's sort of got like a fish head on it, which might make it amphibian maybe, but we don't see gills on it. It's got it's got the talons on his front claws or hand. But you notice, I didn't notice this until just now. The hand. It's actually got a hand, like it was made to hold tools.
Yeah, because you said hand and not paw.
Right.
So now we're going into like
it could hold something, or it could be a tool user. Maybe it's supposed to become a tool user.
An anthropomorphic description. So are we crossbreeding with humans?
You never know.
That's great.
You never know what goes in the minds of mad scientists these days.
Yeah.
But you're right. I kept saying hands because that's what I was seeing in these things, not claws or paws. What do we got next on our thing?
We have got this one right here.
All right, now this one actually got paws. But if you notice, it's got a hook on the back of its leg for tearing or rendering, for a back attack. So its legs are part of its weapon. And it's got like I want to say Chihuahua's head with large fangs and big eyes and large ears like a bat.
They're kind of like a greyhound size.
Yeah. And I'll bet you that thing packs a power, especially through the legs, which probably makes it a jumper. It probably goes through trees.
Yeah, jumping is definitely in this.
Because you look at the back paws. You see some good claws on there, like it's made for going from tree to tree.
Or maybe it wants to fight like a kangaroo. You know how they go up on their tail, but this one doesn't have that big tail.
Yeah, it's got a small tail.
It's got hoofs up front like a deer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got claws on the back.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
You mentioned kangaroo. You ever see the movie Tank Girl?
Nope.
All right, in this movie Tank Girl, they've got these biological weapons that are kangaroos that they fight. They've been dosed with human DNA and kangaroo DNA to create killer kangaroos.
Yeah, they do fight. You see the video of that guy who punched a kangaroo in the face?
Yeah.
Just Google that.
Yeah.
Man punches kangaroo in the face. He squares up like he's boxing. I thought it was AI. It's not.
No, there used to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There used to be one time boxing matches with kangaroos.
It's crazy.
It used to be a traveling circus thing. Boxing kangaroos. Your classic.
That's amphibious right there.
That is your classic.
100%.
Your definite classic Chupacabra. You've got this. You got the quills, you got the claws, you got the eyes, you got the fangs, and you notice it's got webbing between the torso and the arms, so it probably glides short distances.
And it's also got like a talon on its heel.
Yes, it does on the back.
And both sides,
like a
too.
spur.
It's sort of camouflaged as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cheetah/giraffe looking kind of spots on it.
So it may be an ambush hunter.
Mm.
And it probably stays in the trees.
And big eyes that are darker, seems nocturnal.
So it'd be a nocturnal creature.
And it's got the sail on the head if it needs to swim. It's like the ultimate predator.
Exactly. Or the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Like I say, this is I think this is just a fantasy. Somebody just did this to try to took the regular Chupacabra and a hybrid and put it together.
It's kind of
Hellhound is my first thought.
It's like looking at its head. It's not like a Walmariner. It's sort of oh my gosh, it slipped my head.
Wolf?
No, I got something else.
Panther?
Gosh, that starts with a D. Why is Dalmatian coming to my head? That's not
Dingo.
it. Yeah, sort of like a dingo, but almost like a hyena. It kind of has that hyena look to it, like with the
could be
equal level chest to torso to hip area. Yeah. It's not, like ribs aren't showing.
Yeah.
With the claws.
Yeah. I think this one's just pure fantasy.
Could be.
I mean, I found it. I thought I'd pull it up there. Somebody took the characteristics of the hybrid and took the ridges of a Chupacabra and put it together. And we got one more to go.
One more to go right here.
And this is your classic Chupacabra again with the ridges, similar to the one we've seen before, the claws, the pads, human-like front hands, but not so much. And I think this one's more amphibious than anything,
Let's put those side by side here for a second.
All right.
And see what we got. Similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Teeth, eyes, ridge in the head.
Mm-hmm. Down the spine.
3 fingers.
The fangs.
Abdomen, chest.
Yeah. But this one doesn't have the wings under the fins or the wings between the arms and the torso. So I would say this one might be more amphibious than the other one. So I think we got a variation of the Chupacabras, like a ground type that goes from tree to tree, and maybe an amphibious type that works with the water.
And this one appears to be in a graveyard or by a fence.
Because it looks like it's holding down the snout of a pig.
Now looking at holding down the head of a ram.
A ram?
Yeah. Or a snout of a pig in his left.
Yeah.
And then a ram body in the right. See how it's got it by the neck on the ground?
Yeah, I was looking at the left.
Oh, I got you.
Well, I thought it was a pig snout. Yeah, I'd agree. I would say so.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, I thought this was a good subject to talk about, was the differences between a hybrid and the Chupacabra. Because people are trying to push the hybrid as being the Chupacabra when it's not. The hybrid is just a Mexican wolf crossbred with a dog.
And I tell you, if any of you guys out there have pictures, or if you've got, excuse me, trail cam pictures or bones laying around, or you got any other pictures of this mounted head or whatever you've got, any kind of link information, put it in the comments below.
We'd love to see them. We'd love to share.
My gosh.
If you got a story, bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's cold here in the studio tonight. That's why both Ed and I are dressed up. The heat has just got a small little heater that's barely putting it out.
It's not doing anything.
So we're kind of looking forward to spring.
It's like an ice box in here.
Yeah, his drinks in here are cold without putting them in the refrigerator.
They're frozen.
All right, folks, this is episode 75. I hope you've enjoyed it. Come back and see us again. Signing off from Pickens, South Carolina. This is me, your host, Norman, and co-host, Ed Lease, my producer. We wish you a good day and see you next week.